Welcome. We're back with another episode of Streetpreneur Podcast, and today I have a very special guest. He's an actor, writer, producer, engineer. He does it all within the film and television industry. And I would like to welcome Mr. Denrychill to the show.
Yes, sir. What up, though? What up, though?
How you feel, man? I hear that Detroit.
Yes, sir.
What up, though?
Yeah.
Definitely, man. Tell the people who you are.
Well,
For those that don't know.
Well, everybody, I'm Denryc Hill, and it's spelled Denryc, but it's pronounced Denrick. So I'm Denryc Hill. Like he said, I'm an author, actor, filmmaker. I do it all. You feel me?
And how did you get your start? Can you just tell the people how did you get your start into acting and to producing, and what was it like? It's kind of a two-part question.
Right.
Let me bag that up. Tell us how it was growing up for you in Detroit, and how did that whole inspiration to want to be in the movie film industry?
Well, that's where I was gonna start too, cause that's what happened. That's how I got my start. I had some acting lessons, workshops, and things like that. Shout out to my mom. She put me in acting lessons and classes at a young age, courses to teach me how to be a filmmaker and all that. So it started in Detroit. I actually grew up right there in the neighborhood of Hittstown, the Motown. Museum and everything. Diana Ross stayed right around the corner from us. My mom and all them grew up with them, went to high school, so we got a lot of rich culture and entertainment. And like I say, I went to Comcast workshop to learn videography, and just throughout the years, Detroit repertory theater, getting training. And so I was well equipped by the time I moved to Atlanta to be an actor and entertainer.
Okay. And when did you make that transition to Atlanta? When did you all move to Atlanta?
About 8 years ago, we made that transition. I was actually coming back and forth to Atlanta, before that, like 2 years before that, just on out-of-town trips. I always had my own independent music and movies, and I used to set up my own tours with my DVDs and CDs. So. I set up a network. I traveled here for 2 years setting up a network before I moved here, so kind of did it real efficient.
Right, just kind of hustling and networking at the same time.
Yep, you know how it go.
Right. What were some of your first movie roles?
Okay. Let me see, that
you auditioned for and be like, hey, I really, they actually gave you the confidence to be like, hey, I really can do this on another level.
Well, a lot of my roles, really, I didn't even have to audition. Even when I first started and I was doing stage plays, it was like people just could feel it, can see it in my energy. I even was booking acting gigs over the phone. Somebody would say, well, just let me hear the voice. Matter of fact, it was a Shaka Zulu. And my first booking, they shout out to John Cromer up in Detroit City. And the lady that he set me up with the audition, she let me do it on the phone. And it was, I am Shaka Zulu, warrior, king of the Zulus. So she heard all that on the phone, and it was like, he's booked. This the guy, so.
Right.
So a lot of my stuff just been shoe-ins, man.
Just natural,
organic,
just natural, your natural organic talent.
Yeah. And I want to talk The Hate You Give. I was on set of The Hate You Give, and they was asking who got experience, because whoever they booked for the role, they thought it was a scam. This Atlanta, a lot of people are playing games and stuff. So whoever they booked thought that it wasn't real and somebody was playing with them, so they didn't show up. So they had to ask somebody on set, who has acting experience? And it was me. You know what I'm saying? It was a bunch of dudes around, and everybody was just acting like they did. And I'm prepared for this. Me. You know what I'm saying? Right. So a lot of my roles happen like that. It's just be something automatic.
So you stay ready. You don't have to get ready.
Yeah, Detroit.
All right. You also mentioned, like we talked about kind of before everything happened, about featured roles versus ongoing roles. Tell us the difference.
Yeah, so I want to break that down. There's a lot of different levels and different roles and positions in the acting business. So for starters, you have what's called a background actor or extra. And that's like the starting position. You just a person that they book to come to set in case they need to use you. Put you in the background on the scene. You might not be seen in a scene. You might not even work. You might just have to come to set to be there in case they need to use you.
Extra.
Yeah, so that's exactly what it is. You're an extra person for a scene if they need you.
Okay.
You might be able to be seen or might not. Then you step up, you have what they have a stand-in. And a stand-in works with production. They work, they stand in for the main character, you know what I'm saying? And it's to set up the shot. So a stand-in would sit here while y'all set up the lighting, the camera, the mic, and everything, and then I would come in. And then the actor would come in and do their job. Then you have a photo double, a person that's, you know, just you might see their hands on camera or something, or just their likeness. Okay. You know, it's so many just different levels. Then what I specialized in, a featured actor or cameo appearances. Okay. So
can you break that down for us?
So basically, a feature or a cameo is they actually see you. Like most of my roles, you can see me on camera, very visible, not a background, not an extra that you can't know who it is. I'm front and center on camera. I may be next to a celebrity, or they may have flashed the scene on me, you know, as a pickup shot or something like that. But when you're a feature, you're actually seen and people can recognize you. That's so-and-so, you know what I'm saying? I know that person. Right. So that's happened to me a lot, you know what I'm saying, by being a featured actor. And all of that was because I was getting booked as a background and an extra. But every time I go to set, you know, I'm from Detroit, I got that power and that energy. Right. They like, he look like he gonna make it happen. Right. So they pulled me front and center with the celebrity, and it turned into a feature role for me. You feel me? Okay.
It's been a blessing with that.
Yeah. Shout out to all the casting companies in Atlanta.
Right. As far as I want to touch on casting, how does an actor go about getting casted, or how do you approach a casting company in order for them to accept you as a new actor?
Okay. Well, the first thing a person has to know is how to weed out the people that are trying to charge people and not delivering nothing. I meet a lot of people that went through that, and before I knew all the avenues that I know now to really get put on the connects, I wasn't paying for nothing, but I was running into all those people. So that's the first thing. You got to distinguish who are the people that's just trying to get paid to do nothing, to do photos or whatever it is. But there's casting companies. I'm going to go ahead and give some people out there some real surefire advice, y'all. You about to get on these major movie sets. All I want y'all to do is hit me up and say, you got the information. But Extras Casting is one of the casting companies. Okay. Marinella Hume is one of the casting companies. And let me just go for Rose Lot Casting. And so those are three good reputable companies that pay the actors. They don't charge you, they pay you. Every time I ever been on set, I was getting paid. I didn't have to pay anybody or nothing. I just got plugged in like that.
Okay. Can you break down to us the pay scale for different actors in different positions? Okay,
and I'm excited to break this down because a lot of people don't know exactly what goes on in the industry and how it is. But for starters, I will say this. Each individual entertainer, actor, or whatever it is, you have the option to negotiate whatever deal you want to negotiate. Even if you're sitting there about to sign a contract to act on set or something. I've been on set with brothers and they knew what they was doing, and they would sit right there before we sign our paperwork or clock out, and they'll have the PA get on the phone with the directors, and no, they have to bump us up, give us our hair bump, give us our whatever, the smoke bump. It's a lot of stuff to it. Right. And but each individual, you can work out and negotiate your own deal. But for starters, they were only paying $64/8, and that's $64 for an 8-hour day. No money at all, right? So that's what Extras was getting paid on entry level in Atlanta about 8 years ago. Now they done bumped it up to more, and now they paying more because they got the, every other thing that's going on.
At least a couple hundred.
Yeah. Now it's at least a couple hundred. But when I first started here, it was only $64/8. And you could want to get overtime. But I did get a lot of silent race. See, that's the thing about me. I always had a lot of just something different, something better on me. Like when I got on those sets, it was a selective few of us. They was giving us silent raises, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Because we were working a lot. Like I was making a lot of appearances. I was getting hot in the game, my face was getting popular. And so they was giving me a lot of silent raises and stuff like that. But for starters, you can get in and be making a couple hundred a day. And They pay you per 8 hours.
Don't you have to be signed to the Actors Guild?
Not to be an extra. I mean, it's a good thing. I'm SAG, you know.
Okay.
So I got my first role was in Neighbors 2 on a SAG contract. I still get residuals to this day. I can submit movies and projects to get awards and everything from the SAG, and I can put people on if I put them in my projects. Use my SAG credibilities to get them paid residuals and the whole thing.
For those that don't know what SAG is, can you kind of break that down?
Well, SAG is the Screen Actors Guild, and it's pretty much like the union for actors, you know, to protect you, to make sure they treating you right. You get higher caliber treatment than you would if you're not, you know.
It's kind of like union, being in the union.
Union. It's a certain standard. They got to treat you at least, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's kind of touch on the Oscars and the treatment of African Americans in roles and movies. A lot of controversy around that. I just want to hear your personal opinion about actors.
Well, I know a lot that's going on is unfair, you know.
Okay.
Is stemming from so many different directions and places, you know. A lot of things that go on in the major media is basically to, you know, program people. You know, I know it's hard for black people to get in certain platforms and everything. I try to steer away a lot from different stuff like that sometimes because I'm on a mission to create award shows, you know, movies, TV, and just do it all ourselves. And you know, our people, we don't have to wait for other people to acknowledge us and to, you know what I'm saying, to feel like we made it and all that. Even when I got my start, a lot of people thought you had to be then made it or did a certain thing in order for people to buy your music or whatever. I remember when I was hustling, it was brothers out there giving away their music free, and me and my homies, we was over here making thousands of dollars, and it's like, I'm like, look, you can try to give away your CDs. I'm gonna sell more than you can give away. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how confident I am in my power. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that black people as a whole, we need to realize that we are powerful. We them ones, we gods and all of that, and we can boss up and make it happen for ourselves. You feel me?
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of the productions you've done here in the Atlanta area.
All right. Well, right now I have a movie called The Wise Man.
Okay. What is that about?
It's about two guys who have to solve a money riddle while figuring out what happened with a money situation. Pretty much there was some money in an account and something happened with it. There's a female involved, and I got the trailer out. You know, when y'all check me out on my pages, my business page and everything, y'all can see the trailer. People been loving it. But in a nutshell, it's just about two dudes that have to solve a money riddle, and they go through the ins and outs about it. Yeah.
Okay. You've also done work here in Atlanta with Tyler Perry Studios.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about your experience that you had working at Tyler Perry Studios?
Yeah, well, I did a lot of work at Tyler Perry Studios. I used to basically be in Tyler Perry Studios every day working, you know what I'm saying? The old studio, the new studio, you name it. But Love Thy Neighbor is one of my most favorable appearances on TV. A lot of people still call me to this day, hey, man, I see you on Love Thy Neighbor. I see you on Tyler Perry. I got a lot of diehard fans that they're my fans because of shows like, you know, Tyler Perry show and The Walking Dead. I really made a lot of appearances on some of the hottest and biggest shows in the world. You know, I really did something huge, you know, with all the features. I made hundreds of featured appearances. So, you know, at some time I'm going to go back, do all my credits, fill it out, and do everything, and it's going to be larger than life. But, yep, I did a lot of work at Tyler Perry Studio. Shout out to Tyler Perry, real cool brother, you know what I'm saying? Showed a lot of love. I got a lot of stories of some controversy and drama that I had to deal with up there, too, but that's for a documentary and all that.
You got to tell us some of them now. You done mentioned it.
Okay, I do, because I do want to get it out there. I do want to get it out there.
Yeah, get it off your chest.
One day I was sitting at the crib, and so I'm getting a call from Tyler Perry Studios. I'm thinking this the call. Okay, Tyler Perry did it finally. They recognize my greatness.
Right.
But it was a mishap in the studio. Somehow, one of the actors had got a hold of, and because I want this to come out because I want to know who the actor was. And so there was an actor, And they saw a notepad because I was on set of one of Tyler Perry's shows one day.
Okay.
And the PA was like, whatever you have to do, make this scene look real. If you got to write in the book, I was playing like a detective, a police officer or something. They said, if you got to make it look real, just write in the book.
Right.
So I wrote in the book, I said, my name is Denryc Hill. I'm an actor and I'm going to make it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I thought nothing else about it. I closed that book and turned it back in. They put it with the props. 2 years later, after I've been working on set, doing my thing, building up my, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I get a call from Tyler Perry Studios, and they on the phone going crazy. It was a guy at the time named Jeff working there. He was doing the casting and stuff, and I could hear everybody in the background going crazy, hysterical. The Jeff was being kind of, hey, Denryc, man, I got a problem, a situation here. They think you broke into one of the actors' dressing room and did this and did all that. And I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying?
You haven't even been on set.
Right. Literally at that point in time, I hadn't even been on set in about a year or two or something like that. Right. So once I broke the whole story down, whoever the actor was, they thought I broke in their dressing room, wrote that in there, and left back out just to try to taunt them, whoever it was. I got who I think it is, but I don't know who it is. For sure. So I want to know who that is, who that was that caused all that disruption in my life. And Tyler Perry was like right there, you know, and everybody's trying to figure it out. And so I broke it down to him like, no, that's what happened. I was on set. I filled out the thing. They could check and see from the login. I haven't been there in over a year, but it was a huge commotion. And I'm such a, you know, powerful person. I don't need apologies or nothing like that. But I feel like that wasn't right, and somebody should be speaking up for that, saying something like that was.
But what did they find? I mean, what was it about it? It didn't
somebody said I broke into their dressing room.
But you just
that's
wrote
bad
in the book,
enough on me. Exactly. And it wasn't, and I didn't even break in their dressing room to write it in the book. So that was something they assumed. Whoever the actor was, they opened the book apparently and was like, Denryc Hill broke in my dressing room and wrote this, trying to be on some stalky stuff or whatever. Can you cuss on here? I don't even know. But and so for me, that was like a moment. Like, wait, hold on, y'all got y'all actors, you know, accusing me of this, and it kind of, you know, I mean, I get over stuff fast, but. Right. I want to speak about it, and I want to know what happened. I want closure on that.
The whole situation was just kind of blown out of control.
It was blown out of control, and it kind of, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that can put static friction in your chakras and your energy because you on the way. I'm thinking like, oh, about time. Right. Denryc Hill, did you do this? And it's like, man, come on, man.
So how long after that incident happened that you finally end up working there at the studio? That was
I don't think I ever went back after that. Or I probably was already out of there. I hadn't already been working there.
This was
years, like a year. Like I hadn't been there in a year, and then they called me with that. You know, so it was like, you know,
So let's fast forward a little bit. Now you're currently producing your own individual indie projects. Yeah. What made you want to start your own independent production company?
Well, I kind of always wanted to. I knew a lot of things when I was young, growing up. You know, my intuition, my higher self was always speaking to me, telling me different things I was going to do. But I didn't know I was going to start my own production company. I always saw myself in front of the camera. And basically, I got into production because I started investing in, you know, buying cameras and stuff back in the day and everything. And I was like, you know what, I'm just start buying cameras. You know, when I first started out, it wasn't a consumer market like it was. Yeah. Anybody can go buy a camera and just do a lot of stuff. You know, at this time, it wasn't like that, you know, like it is. So I was buying cameras, teaching myself everything. But I was doing all that just trying to be on camera. It just turned into me growing the skill, trying to film myself. I walked around with a big camera everywhere in Detroit, you know what I'm saying, all the clubs. And I ended up filming so many people everywhere. It just turned into people saying, hey, I want to hire you to film this for me and that, because they saw me with the camera.
It turned into a business. Situation turned into a business.
And when I got here, I made my LLC and just made it official, you know what I'm saying? Like that. Yeah.
And what was your first independent movie project?
Wow. Wow, I did so many projects, but it had to be something in Detroit. And
just an independent, low budget film. That was I'm pretty sure that was your first one.
Well, it was a movie that I was in a bunch of movies that really didn't make the debut. It was some dudes, Doughboys Cash Out, T&B Films. I was networking with them heavy. They did a movie trailer that was hot. People saw me in it. Not sure exactly what they did with the movie, but
Right.
that was one of my first independent like appearances. I was just on set. I didn't even know who Doughboys Cash Out was at that time, and I had my camera on set and I was filming it. And one of the people, you know, like they just saw it. People just see that light on me, that theatrical light or energy. And one of the guys was like, "Can we get you to act in the scene?" And you know, it was a scene with some guns, and when I did the scene and I showed all that action and you know what I'm saying, emotion, and they was like, "Y'all, everybody else need to do that like him." You know what I'm saying? Make sure your face, you know, I sold it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like that. But other than that, it was another dude did a film. I can't think of the. I think it was called Destiny's Calling. A guy named something Turner in Detroit, and he shot the film. It looked like he had $1 million budget, but he shot the whole thing free, didn't pay a dime, and so that right there.
So you enjoy doing the indie projects more than the mainstream projects? Well, no, it's a combination. I know money-wise, it's totally two different ball games.
Yeah. I mean, I like them both. I can't really say what I like better, but if I had to choose, I would say independent because I'm shooting my own movies. I'm starring in them. I'm directing them, putting my own music in them. Going to be able to get residuals and credits 100% all me. So it's going to have to be independent because I'm the boss. You feel me?
I got you. Yeah. As far as casting for your own individual projects, how do you go about casting?
Well, the first thing I do is
actresses that you want to.
Well, that's a good question because somebody recently told me they think I do a great job of casting my characters. Yeah. So what I do first is I think about the people that I know personally, my friends. You know, I live here in Atlanta now. All my friends are basically entertainers and, you know, in the industry some way, shape, or form. So for starters, I always think about somebody I know, somebody I want to bless with the opportunity to get paid or get seen. And then if that doesn't work out, I cast on my page, you know what I'm saying, my business page. I put the word out there, social media, stuff like that. And I haven't had to do it yet, but I would go to something called the Southern Casting Call. That's another precious gem for y'all to get booked and to get on this major stuff. A lot of stuff about getting in the major industry and on these sets is just knowing where, who, when, how, what to do, and how to submit it. But if anybody need that information, I have a whole list of casting companies that are reputable. I have the way you're supposed to submit your stuff to get in. A lot. The industry is very complex, man. And there's a thin line between what people think is like the evil Illuminati and what is spirituality and different, you know, methods that work to get you in the door.
Do you believe in the Illuminati conspiracies?
Yes.
People always hear about such and such sacrifice this person in order to get on it. What do you mean you have to?
Well, I have to in a sense that I know how real it is. I'm in the industry. I've been in rooms and doors and different places where other people ain't hearing stuff and don't know different stuff. I've learned stuff about the world and how just the masses are being controlled. It's just a lot of knowledge I knew on my own, but a lot of
it confirmed it for you when you actually
was in the industry,
in the circle, in the environment,
and certain things I've done. And but see, a lot of people confuse the Illuminati with spirituality, and this is the prime example. Like this is considered a hand mudra. People in the spiritual community know this as it's called a hand mudra, which helps you focus, it strengthens you, and it's about energy, right? And so I know that as a spiritual person. And so people that are in the Illuminati, they know about spirituality. So I could submit a picture to get on set. Even me and people on set was talking about it until we start doing different things that the Illuminati per se would do. They didn't book us as much, or we didn't blow up until we start doing certain things. For one of those things, for me, it was doing this hand gesture, which represents focus and strength. The average person that sees this and don't know it's a spiritual gesture to enhance your own self, your self-love and your power, they'll run with it and just think it's something else. So there's a line that you have to know. So in a nutshell, though, there's certain things that people think are evil and it's Illuminati, but it's based in spirituality. They just have the knowledge, and they want people that have the knowledge to be around them. You know, it's like you don't want to be around a bunch of people that don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of stuff, and it's kind of complicated. But you know, just to touch on it a little bit. You feel me?
And this is another controversial question. I'm sure you heard it 100 times. As far as black men wearing dresses to get certain movie roles. I know he like, here we go again.
I ain't with that. That's another reason I stopped.
Is that a part of the Illuminati?
Studios.
Is that a part of the ritual? I mean, give us your honest opinion on it.
Okay.
Why do black men have to wear dresses to get certain? Why do they wear?
There are entities and systems and systematic stuff going on that they want to, you know, dumb down the black man's image, you know, make men feminine and just all the stuff. All that stuff is real and true, right? From my experience, being on set, knowing these people personally, shaking hands with, you know, just all the stuff, you know. And so that is true. And but it's also true that there's a lot of people on set that's not with that. They trying to wake people up. You know, there's a lot of white people on those sets that's trying to wake brothers up. That I be on set with white people, black people, and there's a lot of those white people are trying to wake brothers up, but brothers just don't get it totally, and I get that. A lot of brothers run to me like, man, you know, they said this and that, and they, you know, but I know the line. I know the difference, what they talking about, you know, because people see me, they automatically think I'm religious and different that, so they'll run to me. These people don't believe in God, man. They the devils, and they saying this, and they talking about that. And the knowledge that I know that those people trying to help these people, you know what I'm saying? They trying to help. It's so complicated. I know everybody, but you know, I know it ain't right with the dress thing. It's wrong what they doing. Some of the people, it's like anybody in any group. Some people in there to do bad and do harm, and some of the people there to do good, you know, and wake people up. And that's wrong. What they doing, making brothers wear dresses and the whole agenda to feminize men and masculinize women and all of that is wrong, and they gotta stop. And but like I say, it's still other people working side by side that their mission is good. They want to wake people up out of that. They don't want that to happen. So that's the confusion right there. When you on set with so many people with so many different agendas, ideas, ideologies, and so much stuff going on, the lines just keep getting crossed. But in a nutshell, that's wrong. It gotta stop. And Denryc Hill is here to boss up and make it happen and get it right for our people. That's why I'm here. You feel me?
Okay. I love
that's why I'm doing my own content, all that. We gonna get it right on my watch.
So what is your next upcoming projects? What do you have coming up?
I got a movie called Force of Mind.
What is
and
that
it's
about?
Dealing with metaphysical powers, tuning your energy, you know what I'm saying? Being able to move objects with your energy, your mind. Just a lot of stuff that I'm personally into, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And when is that upcoming release? When can we expect to see something about that movie?
Well, it's coming up. It's going to deliver this year. I got a movie called The Wise Man being delivered this year. Shout out to my whole team, Overlord Chico, Joe Bean, Shawty P, you know what I'm saying? That's coming this year. Force of Mind is coming, you know what I'm saying? My movie, I'm starring in that, wrote it, directed it, and I'm probably going to drop some documentaries. I got a lot of music coming out. Shout out to everybody I'm dealing with on music. Shout out to all the affiliate companies that I'm just networking with right now.
Yeah.
You know?
As far as, let's touch on distribution. How important is distribution for your movies, or what channels are you going through to get your independent projects out to the masses?
Okay, well, distribution is...
Or it's more like streaming or your movies and they'll be able to purchase, or how do you...
Well, I feel like all of the above is important. I started in an era where it was CDs and DVDs, and I did a lot of the hard work myself. Got out here, literally made millions selling CDs and DVDs over the years myself. But now it's digital.
Right.
And so I'm going for sure, for starters, it's going to be on my website, Denrychillproductions, along with other websites that I put out there. Okay. I'm going to have...
Is it Apple, Spotify you use?
Well, I'm still in the era about certain platforms. I'm gonna load my stuff to all the major platforms or popular platforms, but I'm gonna run up the check in the bag on my stuff first. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I got the opportunity. I got $1 million movies. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna run those on my platforms first. Okay. Create the attention, get the bag coming my way. You feel me? That's how I feel it should go. Everything independent, man. But
when you say those platforms, in-house platforms that you're talking about, What are those? I mean, like you said, your website and what else?
My website, social media. There's, multiple streaming platforms nowadays. You can even stream on Facebook now and just, I'm going to do all of that,
So people will be able to
Yeah,
have access
Yeah.
and to be able to.
Yep, and it's gonna be a fee. I don't really do the free stuff like make movies and just throw them on YouTube for free. I'm selling the streams, the views. You can rent it, buy it, and for starters, it's gonna be on all my platforms. Selling it, and then after that, then I probably load it to just the popular stuff everybody like to see your projects on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Also, how important is leaving a legacy in the industry as far as your company being able to benefit your family?
I think it's extremely important. That's why I'm excited to do this. I know that what I'm doing right now is going to allow me to set up generational wealth for my family, payments, even when it's all said and done, my grandkids will be able to eat, off of movies. You can remix a movie in 30, 40 years from now, put it on a classic movie channel somewhere and still make money. So it's extremely important, man. And it is, man. It's the most important thing, actually, because once it's all said and done, your legacy, it'll help you live on. And so I like to call these movies a form of digital real estate and all that. Once it's done and it's complete, it's forever.
True. That's true.
Once that movie's complete, it's profit forever.
Right.
You feel me?
And as far as your independent projects, how do you decide which projects you want to produce? Are people coming up to you giving you scripts, or these are independent movies that you write yourself?
Well, yeah, The Force of Mine and the first movie I did, Make It Happen, movies that I wrote myself. Yeah, being independent, you can make decisions. You can boss up and just do what you want to do, how you want to do it. A lot of people do submit scripts to me. But for the most part, I deal with people that get it. Like my business partners and my associates I'm doing the wise men with, they get it. They know, they see the $1 billion vision. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People that want to invest, we all come out of our pockets to make it happen, and we just do whatever we got to do to make it happen. But other than that, I just pick my movies that I want to do, invest my budget, and shoot them when I get ready. You know what I'm saying? And do it like that.
Yeah. Let's touch on budgeting.
Okay.
To produce an independent film on a basic budget on a startup level, what would you recommend just for the startup cost?
Okay.
But maybe like a 1 hour movie or.
Okay.
So.
Well,
I know that entails a lot of different aspects for its cameras and casting and all of that. Okay. Just kind of give us a small breakdown in the numbers.
All right. Well, if a person has their own equipment, then that's gonna, lessen the budget that they actually have to spend. For starters, I want to inspire people by letting y'all know you can shoot a whole movie for free. You can just ask people, hey, would you like to donate your acting services? Would you like to donate your location so I can shoot in this place? You know what I'm saying? But in a nutshell, I would say a person will, at least if you want to do a free movie, you're still going to need a $1,000 budget because it's gas money. Yeah. You're going to have to eat while you're out. Unexpected stuff pops up. You just want to have at least security of having $1,000 just to pay for just whatever, But other than that, maybe 5, 10, 20,000, just whatever the vision is. You know what I'm saying? I could shoot a bunch of movies for free. Don't have to pay nothing right now, but it's a business to me. I want to pay my actors. I want to pay everybody that's involved and to help them and everything. So it's a business for me. I want everybody to get paid. So I'm going to cut out a budget, whatever it is, but a roundabout budget, come with $1,500. My company, I've done short films for people for $1,500, and people think they got a $100,000 budget. And they only paid $1,500, because the skill speaks for,
I got you.
Yeah.
And where do you see your company within the next 5 years as far as growth?
On top of the world, doing our own award shows like we just spoke of. Denryc Hill, he did it, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Are you trying to just say emulate or model your company after what Tyler Perry is doing? Where you have your own studio and your own set designs?
It's not my vision to really have my own studio. Yeah. It's just my vision to produce projects that get the recognition, that major recognition, and stuff like that. Like I don't really necessarily want to even have a production studio. I just want to produce great quality content that's helping our people grow mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That's my mission. Create projects that people can gravitate to, that have the content that we need to hear. You know what I'm saying? That we supposed to be listening to. That's my vision.
That's your vision.
Yeah.
Okay. When I heard you mention major recognition. In your opinion, what is major recognition?
Okay. Well, let's just say for starters, somebody came on this show and they went viral. Shout out to Enan Perryman. You know what I'm saying? I did production on his video or whatnot. And, we got some deals going with labels and everything. And, so stuff like that. Just getting recognition,
But
people.
Some people, they want on the Oscars. To them, that's major recognition.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I was just trying to find out what is your opinion of major recognition when you said it?
Okay, well, let me rephrase that as well.
Okay.
Movies that generate over $100,000 or more back to me, because you know what I'm saying.
It's good money.
Yeah, $1 million plus something like that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's good money. I know brothers that, especially dudes that only invest a couple thousand. You made 100,000 or two back. That's good money just for independent, and then everything else is profit. So from the years following. So that's to make a lot of money because you can, Atlanta is the type of place you can be a huge success and nobody really still don't know who you are. There's people walk down the street every day that making $1 million, a lot of money. They got their own fans and they got a lot of followers and they doing big things and huge things. But it's all about you, your mindset, and how you feel and just how you handle your business. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
As far as one of your independent projects, would you shop that to like a major studio production? If you shot it,
I would. That's not my idea. I don't want to do that. I don't want to submit my stuff to them. A lot of that I don't want to do because I know I can do it myself. I actually literally got out here, produced my own movie, and made $1 million in 3 years. I've done that before myself.
Okay.
So I know that I'm capable of that. And I know now we got more tools to be able to do it. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's off the table. I would consider it. And if I got plugs and stuff, which I do, that want to bless me like that, I would do it. But for starters, I'm just running my own engine, doing it myself. And along the way, if I hear something good or see something good, then sure, I'll take that opportunity. But that's not where my first mindset is going.
Okay.
You feel me?
Okay.
Yeah. Because I could have did all that. I've been on set with all the majors, and I've had celebrities mad at me because I wasn't gravitating towards them the way that they thought I should. But I'm from Detroit. You know what I'm saying? That star stuff is like, we the stars. You know what I'm saying? We don't look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? So, so that's just how I look at it. It's me. You know what I'm saying? Detroit, boss up, make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Yeah, that's the attitude I'm with.
All right.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to leave any upcoming actors with? Just give them 5 tips of advice that you want to give them, or as far as becoming an upcoming actor, or any advice for anybody that's thinking about producing their own films. Just tell them 5 things they should do and look out for anyway.
All right, let me break this down for y'all then.
I know you broke down some of the points already.
No, I got y'all.
Yeah.
So the first thing that you want to do is you want to imagine it. Imagine things going well, everybody. Imagine it going well. Then you want to do some research. Familiarize yourself with what to do, how to do it. Then make a plan for yourself.
Okay.
Then you get out there and network with other people that want to do the same thing.
That's true.
Then you get out there and do your test run, and you got the power in your hands to make it happen, to make anything happen. So those are the 5 steps. And those also the 5 steps that's in my book called Make It Happen, 5 Steps to Greatness, and it's on Amazon.
The book is out now?
Yeah, it's on Amazon right now. It's on my websites, all that. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Any other, tell me your contact information. How can people reach out to you for movie roles, or they need a video shot or a film
produced?
Lit. Yeah.
Well, my name is Denryc Hill. That's DENRYC. Last name Hill, HILL. And you can catch me on Facebook and just other platforms. That's my name. But Denrychillproductions, first and last name Productions on Instagram. My business line is 404-913-3172. Strictly a business line. But y'all still can hit me up for roles, castings, how to get on the major movie sets. I'll be just plugging people in all the time. And I want to shout out April's Energy Wear. I want to shout out my kids, Darian, Makai, Jabari, Galaxy, my family. You know, my mom's put me in acting lessons, acting classes. Shout out to Atlanta, everything. My sister, Denryc, you know, just want to throw a lot of stuff out there, and it's a great opportunity. Shout out to y'all, man. This show, I've been seeing the interviews before I even got on here. I was loving the interviews coming down my timeline. Yeah. So it's really flying dope how y'all doing it. This is a huge, you know, look and everything. I'm rocking with it. I appreciate y'all too.
Yeah.
Man.
We want to thank you for coming out.
Yeah.
And you're the first actor that we've had
man, come on now.
on the podcast. So
Trailblazing, lead the way.
Yeah. Definitely set a trend. We want to thank you for coming out, Mr. Hill, and just sharing your expertise with us and my audience about, you know, how to make it in this business.
Yeah.
And we need definitely more actors like yourself and producers. So we want to thank you for all your contributions that you made to the industry. And I'm sure there's more to come. We're going to hear that name a lot more. And we want to thank everybody for coming out, for viewing this episode of Streetpreneur Podcast. Please watch our past and current videos on Streetpreneur Network. We want to thank everyone for coming out. If you know any aspiring artists, influencers, business owners, or entrepreneurs, please contact us. Don't hesitate. And we'll see you on the next episode.